is Tatiana Quiroga from Orlando, Florida. I'm with Rainbow Families of Central Florida. Family equality means all families are made with love.
Hi, I'm Darren Vance, Executive Director of Rainbow Families. Since 1981, we've educated, supported, and empowered LGBTQ families and prospective parents. We're based here in Washington, D.C., with families who join us from across the country. To our group, equality for LGBTQ families means very much the same as it did 20, 30, 40 years ago to us. It means striving for a nation where all of our families can legally, openly, and safely live in full equality. Thank you so much.
My name is Kimberly Cantor, and I'm the founder and executive director of Rainbow Roundup. We're located in the great state of Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're one of the largest LGBTQ+ family groups in the nation. We provide monthly events and activities and share resources and support. To our group, equality for LGBTQ+ families is being visible in our community, is sharing our lives and our stories every single day to change hearts and minds. We hope you find us on rainbowroundup.org or Facebook.
Hi, my name is Bethany Snyder.
And I'm Chris Small.
And we are with Central Iowa Rainbow Families. Equality for LGBTQ families means
Safety for our families.
Visibility in our schools.
Connectedness to our communities.
And welcomed by our neighbors. Thank you.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You could be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. But I wonder what could happen. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. Show me your smile. Everybody's getting there, everybody's don't stay on.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's virtual gala, Looking Out, Together for LGBTQ plus Families. A huge thank you to the phenomenal San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus for kicking things off with Truly Brave. I am so excited to be back here with you as the MC for this very special event. Because as a gay dad, I have personally experienced the progress our community has made, but I also know how far we still have to go. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the violence taking place against members of the AAPI community. Just a reminder, Asians are not a virus. Hate is a virus. Ignorance is a virus. Herpes is a virus. I'm Filipino and fabulous, and that, however, is contagious. So boom, y'all got it. At tonight's event, you'll get the opportunity to hear from fabulous performers like Billy Porter and the Prom's Joe Ellen Pellman. You'll meet elected officials from around the country who are LGBTQ plus parents. You'll see some powerful videos, and you'll get a chance to connect directly with one of the key figures in bringing us marriage equality, Jim Obergefell. Wow. You'll also have the opportunity to bid on an incredible array of auction experiences and opportunities by visiting the link now on the screen. And of course, this is a fundraiser. We need you to support family equality and the work we do. Now, donating is super easy. Even I can do it. Just text the word OUT to 52886 to give now. Now is my distinct honor to introduce Family Equality's brand new fabulous CEO, Stacy Stevenson. Yay!
How did we meet, honey? We met at a local bar here in Dallas called Sue Ellen's. We start talking, we become friends. 2 weeks later,
2 weeks of friendship.
2 weeks of friendship, we started dating. Historically, Texas has not been very open, right, to LGBTQ people.
We are a Black lesbian couple raising 2 future Black men. That scared me. And we had to do right about our family.
I think that we have a calling. I think representation is everything. So the more that we see us on TV, the more that we see us around, I think the better it gets. But there's always going to be this safety concern.
Yep.
And so we have to be okay and comfortable within ourselves that we are putting ourselves at risk every day.
Yep.
If I choose to come out as a same-sex family, my life sometimes is at risk. I'm willing to do that. I have to. By the time my kids are 18 years old, I want this country to be full equality, where they do not have to explain what it means to have 2 moms, where it's definitely normalized, where they're not going to be bullied, where no kid is bullied. That this is exactly the way that they treat a straight married couple, that this is where this country is. I would hope that by the time that our kids are 18 years old, that this is a non-issue.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Before I begin my remarks this evening, as a member of the African American community, I would first like to pause to acknowledge this moment. This week's verdict is an incremental step forward in the fight for accountability, and we hope it will help a grieving community. To our communities of color, who are such a valued part of the family equality family, while we've made progress in establishing diversity, equity, and inclusivity as core values of our organization, we vow to continue to go further. I would also like to acknowledge the land which we reside upon. I am presently located on the traditional homelands of the Kickapoo, the Kiowa, and the Jumeno and Comanche, also known as Dallas, Texas. This evening, there are people tuning in from all over the country, or as the first peoples of this land refer to it, Turtle Island. Wherever you presently reside this evening, we acknowledge past, present, and future generations, and we acknowledge the collective struggle Indigenous people face for their land, culture, and language. We acknowledge that family is an integral part of who Native people are, and that a result of settler colonialism has resulted in the degradation of the Indigenous family structure. We specifically name and honor LGBTQ+ and Two-Spirit Native people, and see the struggles Native people face very much connected to larger social justice issues, such as LGBTQ+ family rights. Thank you for taking this pause to reflect, connect, and honor the land we reside on, and to acknowledge the original caretakers of this land. Now, I am honored and excited to be with you tonight, and to take on this mantle of CEO, which I consider to be sacred. All of you in our community, our extended family, are so important to our mission to look out for current and future LGBTQ+ families. Your commitment and interest in being here mean the world to me. I consider us kindred spirits, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, don't worry, if you came to have some fun and some awesome entertainment, we will have plenty of that for you too in just a bit. My wife and I adopted our twin boys 6 years ago, and that did not come without its challenges and heartache. The night before the boys were to be born, their birth mother changed her mind about the adoption, and we did not hear from her for 6 weeks. When she finally contacted us asking if we would still adopt the boys, she was on her way to a homeless shelter, and our boys were on their way to an orphanage. Had we not said yes, our boys would have ended up in a home and then ended up in the foster care system. Just the thought of that brings tears to my eyes, especially because so many children are stuck in the foster care system, unable to find loving family. In fact, thousands of children are waiting to be adopted by loving LGBTQ+ families, unable to find their forever home due to draconian state laws. Family is at the core of human existence. It is the fabric of our society. It's a key to how we survive and thrive in this world. Our families are our heart. And I know many of you feel just the way I do. Without my spouse and children, I would not be who I am today. They are the light of my life. And yet so many of our LGBTQ+ community, our extended family, have to live with the soul-crushing torture of yearning for a family and not being able to create one. 11 states allow an agency to turn away prospective foster and adoptive parents who do not meet the agency's religious requirements. In at least 8 of those states, this is true even when the agency receives taxpayer funding. And in many of these states, there's an especially large concentration of LGBTQ+ people. And this is happening every single day. The change is long overdue, and we are going to make it happen. We are at a unique time in history, and there's a small window of opportunity beckoning to us now. But we must act quickly. We have a new administration that understands and supports our advocacy goals. This is why it's so important that our actions be swift, precise, and powerful. We must come together to build communities and networks of support whose voices will no longer be ignored. And we must speak with one voice, letting people know we will not be oppressed any longer. This is why we have set the necessary goal tonight of $500,000. And we need your support because the world must know that we are looking out for each other more than we ever have before. At Family Equality, we are looking out for LGBTQ+ children who are stuck in the foster care system, unable to find a loving home or an affirming environment. And we are looking out for our LGBTQ plus community so they can form families without humiliation and discriminatory practices. And once they do form a family, we are looking out to make sure we can all live without fear and persecution. We are looking out and standing up to policymakers and those who would try to push us down. And we are looking out and fighting for social justice and racial equity, because we can never have true equality until all people are free. We are entering a new chapter of LGBTQ plus families. Through listening and understanding, we will achieve equality. And through achieving equality, and through achieving freedom, we will find sovereignty and liberation. This is the future we are creating for ourselves. So we have a lot of work to do and a lot to look forward to. We are looking out and we are looking up. This is our time. Thank you.
I've called Chicago home for now more than 3 decades. To me, equality for LGBTQ plus families means having an environment where parents, no matter their sexual orientation or gender identity, are able to get married, raise children, and lead happy, fulfilled lives without the condemning scrutiny of others. As a mother of a young daughter, wife to an amazing woman, and the first gay woman to ever serve as mayor of this great city, I'm constantly seeking ways to increase the visibility of, protect, and uplift families like my own.
I'm the first openly gay member of Congress from New York and first gay dad. My husband Randy and I have been raising kids for almost 30 years. We have 3 children. Our oldest was 3 years old when we started taking care of him. 2 years later, we had an opportunity to adopt 2 little girls, each just days old. At that time, it was very unusual for families like ours to adopt and raise children, but fortunately the country caught up to us, and it's been the greatest joy of our lives because every child deserves a loving family. I'm so proud to work with Family Equality and so many of you. Thank you. Thank you for the work you've all done that helps me and my family and so many others.
As the first openly gay governor elected in our nation's history, I'm painfully aware of LGBTQ plus hate. Our families matter and our equality counts.
I'm proud to be joining you as the first gay woman mayor of Seattle, as a mom of 2 wonderful sons, and the first openly gay U.S. attorney in our country's history. I am deeply committed to advancing equality for LGBTQ families. I come from a very large family, traditional Irish Catholic. When I came out to my mother, it was a challenging thing for her to accept. It went against her faith, and she worried for my future. And I faced challenges. I was denied housing, had difficulties at work, and had to struggle to get my family recognized. But I remember the first time she saw my oldest son, her grandson. She loved kids, particularly babies. And grandchildren? Suddenly, you would have thought the whole thing, my relationship, our kids, that it was all her idea. Throughout my life and my career, I've been proud to stand for LGBTQ family equality in courts, in the workplace, and with lawmakers at the state and federal level.
I am proud to be the first openly LGBTQ person to represent Kansas in Congress. And to me, family equality means every person having the freedom to make their own decision about their family, and that none of our families face discrimination for living full, authentic lives. It's one reason I push so hard for the Equality Act, which would ensure that LGBTQ plus folks are protected from discrimination in key areas of everyday life, from housing to public accommodations and healthcare. Because no one should have to live in fear of discrimination because of who they love, how they identify, or what their family looks like. That's why I'm so thankful for all of you at Family Equality who are working tirelessly to advance LGBTQ plus equality for all families. Thank you for everything you do. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Hopefully soon it'll be in person.
My mom and dad, who are strong people of faith, always reminded me that a person's uniqueness is a blessing. Looking out for and after everyone means creating a society where everyone's uniqueness is embraced and celebrated, which includes LGBTQ plus people and families. Family equality means an America where all LGBTQ plus families can thrive and succeed, free from discrimination. Family equality also means working towards a society where all LGBTQ plus people and families, especially families with trans and non-binary youth, can exist peacefully and are protected under the law. The Biden-Harris administration has made looking out for LGBTQ plus families a top priority.
Wow. You know everything happening in politics today. It can be really easy to get swept up in the negativity. But more and more LGBTQ plus people are being elected to public office. And more LGBTQ plus parents are being elected to public office. It's reassuring to know that we have elected officials out there fighting in government for our rights. And speaking of fighting in government for our rights, we need your support to keep up the battle. Remember, you can easily donate by texting OUT to 52886. And you can also visit the link on your screen to bid on incredible auction items. Next up, there may be no single Supreme Court case that has made a more powerful, profound effect on our community than the Obergefell versus Hodges case that brought us nationwide marriage equality in 2015. Recently, Netflix released the documentary Amend, which includes an episode dedicated to this impactful case. Here's a clip from that episode, and then Jim Obergefell himself will be here to share a little more of what he experienced.
So in 2011, it was our 18th year together as a couple. We had this tradition of getting rings for anniversaries, and it really started when we were together just 7 weeks. John gave me a diamond ring because he knew at that point we were together for good. I would say within the first 2 years of our relationship, we talked about marriage. You know, we had friends who were having commitment ceremonies, but they weren't marriages. We wanted to get married. But we decided that for us, marriage has to be marriage. It can't just be this symbolic gesture. We want it to mean something legally. We wanted a level of government to say, you guys matter. You exist. We see you. But from a state level, we were being told, well, you can never get married. And even if you were married legally in another state and could show a marriage license, the state of Ohio could say, means nothing to us. But John and I still were hopeful. January of 2011, I started to notice something different in the way John was walking. It just sounded different. It was like one foot was slapping the floor harder than the other. It's such a minor thing, just this change in the sound of the way someone walks. And it wasn't going away, and I finally convinced him, you know, something's up here. You really should go see the doctor.
Jim, I said, call me when you get the test results. And he said he would, and I didn't hear from him. So I called him, and Jim just started crying. He said, I'm so sorry to tell you this over the phone. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is ALS. And I just felt like somebody hit me in the chest with a baseball bat.
He was diagnosed with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. That was the start of it. Left foot moved into his left hand, and then his right side started to join in.
As John got sicker and sicker, Jim would just sit there and look at him and love him. He was with him every second.
So our days were filled with watching TV, holding hands, knowing the end was coming, but not knowing exactly when. So on June 26, 2013, I was working at the dining table, and John called me from his room and said, Jim, come in. So I went into his room, and he was watching the news.
The Supreme Court has just struck down the Federal Defense of Marriage Act.
Oh, my God. I'm standing next to John's bed, holding his hand. I leaned over, hugged and kissed John, and said, let's get married.
The phone rang, and it was Jim, and he said, what are you doing next week? And I said, why? What's happened?
You know, here we are living 6 blocks from our county courthouse, In a perfect world, I could have just taken John those 6 blocks in his wheelchair to get our marriage license, but not in Ohio. That really left us one choice, and that was a chartered medical jet. So we settled on Maryland. It was a quiet flight, few words, landed at BWI, and we parked on the tarmac.
Today is a momentous day, not only in the lives of 2 of the most loving and special men I have ever known, also in the lives of all who know, love, and respect them. And in the larger sense, for those Americans who have waited to be recognized as equal under the law and in matters of the heart. It was a very short service, but I remember at the beginning of it, I said, would you 2 please take hands? And then I looked and I realized that they had never not been holding each other's hand.
Put it on upside down. We got to do something we never thought we'd be able to do. Take each other's hands and say, I thee wed.
With the respect of the law of our great land, I now pronounce you husband and husband, forever intertwined partners. May love and goodwill be with you forever. Let us all rejoice.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jim Obergefell. I don't know how that clip affected you, but no surprise, it's incredibly emotional for me. If you watch the entire episode, have your tissues handy. I vividly remember John's and my wedding day and how, in the days that followed, we used the word husband hundreds of times. John could speak only a few words at a time due to ALS, so hearing him call me husband was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever heard. And it was wonderful to call him husband in return, even for silly things such as, would you like something to drink, husband? After more than 20 years together, being married made us feel different, better, more complete. We were finally a legally recognized family, just not in our home state of Ohio. We had no plans to file a lawsuit, but a chance introduction to a civil rights attorney led us to sue the state of Ohio to demand recognition of our marriage on John's death certificate at the time he died. That fight took me to the Supreme Court as one of more than 30 plaintiffs from 4 states in Obergefell v. Hodges. And you know how that turned out. Sitting in the Supreme Court on decision day and learning we won, I realized for the first time in my life as an out gay man, I felt like an equal American. I missed John desperately, and I cried along with people throughout the courtroom. Here was our legal system living up to one of the ideals we venerate as a nation, equal justice under law. Now, if you haven't seen this auction item, check out item number 11, a bound copy of the Obergefell v. Hodges decision. Not only have I signed it, but the other side of the V, Rick Hodges, has also signed it. Rick was on our side from the start, and we've become friends. Rick likes to say he's never been happier to lose something. Yes, we have the right to marry in all 50 states, but we still don't enjoy marriage equality. In many places, a couple can get married on Saturday, only to be fired on Monday, get kicked out of their apartment on Tuesday, and more. The names Kim Davis and Masterpiece Bake Shop further illustrate just how unequal we are. Our families also aren't equal. LGBTQ plus parents and prospective parents face discrimination from foster and adoption agencies and reproductive health care providers. Transgender kids are targeted with harmful laws across the nation, and LGBTQ plus kids in the child welfare system are discriminated against by the very agencies that are supposed to be advocating for them. I fought for love and my family. Not everyone can or wants to end up in the Supreme Court because of it, but everyone can support the fight for love and family. Every child deserves a family, and every family deserves equality and equity in our society. Our families deserve to be fully part of We the People, and we need your help to make that a reality. Please donate now to help Family Equality continue our work on behalf of love and family. And everyone who donates tonight by texting OUT to 52886 will be entered into a drawing for something special. Have you ever wanted to talk with a Supreme Court plaintiff about their experience? Well, here's your chance. One person will win a Zoom conversation with me. It's up to the winner what that conversation looks like, one-on-one with your family or friends, your workplace, an organization, or in a classroom. We'll be announcing the winner live at the end of the show. We can't do our work without your support, so I hope you'll donate now. And maybe you'll win a conversation with me. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Cheyenne Jackson. Throughout my career, I've had the wonderful opportunity to play a variety of great roles, both on stage and screen. But my absolute favorite role, and it's not really a role, it's just who I am, is being a father. My husband and I are incredibly grateful to have such amazing children in our lives, and we want the same for all LGBTQ plus people out there. So although we have a long way to go as a community, we are where we are due to the tireless work of people like Congresswoman Angie Craig. Representative Angie Craig is the champion of the passage of Family Equality's Every Child Deserves a Family Act. She's also a lesbian mom. Her role in ending discrimination against LGBTQ plus youth and parents in child welfare is greatly informed by her experience adopting one of her 4 sons, Josh. Here is her story.
Thank you. I keep laughing because whenever I'm doing my own introduction now, I'm like, Congress's first openly lesbian mother. There is no way I'm the first. We all know that. So let me just call Congress on that right here and now. It is pretty exceptional that I've been able to place a spouse pin on Cheryl's jacket now 2 terms in a row. It's pretty damn cool, right? I grew up in a number of small towns throughout Arkansas. We moved 9 times when I was growing up. I didn't know any LGBTQ folks in my own community. And like a lot of young people, I left as quick as I could from that small town because I felt so alone. I don't know that when I realized I would be in relationships with a woman instead of a man, that it immediately occurred to me I wanted to be a mom. But when I looked at my son, Josh, our oldest, when he was born, I just remember thinking, I want to raise this kid. Josh was born on Christmas Day. We got the call early that morning that his birth mom had gone into labor very early, and we had been through classes with the state of Tennessee, but it was challenging because only one of us could actually fill out the adoption paperwork. And so they treated my partner at the time as a single mom. Even though I was right there in the classes, even though I was right there with the home study. Now, just like the courts, only one of us could be in the delivery room when he was born. I stood outside while my partner was inside, and he was beautiful. He was the most beautiful baby. Soon after, though, we got a call that evening because we were LGBTQ, they were going to contest her decision. And so that began the 3-year journey. We were there when he was born. We stood, we watched, and we went home with no Josh. We didn't have organizations like Family Equality to help and support us take on the state of Tennessee. And it was challenging at times as a result. You know, when you wake up every day for 3 years of your life, not knowing whether the child you're raising is going to stay with you for one more day, it changes you as a person. That experience was the most painful of my life. To all those parents out there who are facing the kind of discrimination that I did, you have an ally in Congress who understands the fear and the uncertainty that you're going through as a parent. And then to those LGBTQ youth who don't have their forever family who are fighting for you, we are going to continue to make sure that you have the kind of loving home that you deserve. And I never, ever believed that a young lesbian from Arkansas would make my way to the U.S. Congress, that I would be the first LGBTQ member of Congress from Minnesota, the first lesbian mom in the United States history. I didn't set out to be a champion of LGBTQ parenting. I just wanted to raise my son. And I won't stop until the Equality Act is passed, until the Every Child Deserves a Family Act is passed, because every single child in this country deserves to be raised in a loving home. And I know just how amazing LGBTQ families can be.
And the category is family. Hi, everybody. It's Billy Porter here. And I am so thrilled to be here celebrating with you this evening. the vital work in support of family equality. Thank you for being here, and please enjoy my performance of Layla Hathaway's So They Say. Time heals all wounds, so they say, so they say. And the sun's gonna shine, come what may, so they say. What goes around comes around, and silence is the sweetest sound. And April brings the flowers here in May. We don't know what we have till it's gone, gone away. And tomorrow brings a brand new day, so they say. But what if this is all a dream and things are not the way they seem? What about the things they say? Is there someone for everyone? Do we reap what we sow? Is there really good in everyone? Will we ever know? Love lives through time, and there's no place like home. And I may be all alone, but I believe what they say.
As one of the first openly gay Black members of Congress, I'm fighting every day to affirm true equality for every member of the LGBTQ+ community and their families. LGBTQ+ rights are human rights. Everybody deserves the opportunity to start and raise a family, regardless of how they identify or who they love. As we continue our fight for LGBTQ+ justice, I'm so grateful to have partners like Family Equality and all of you. Together, let's keep working to create a world where every person and every family can thrive exactly as they are.
Tonight, we're discussing what family equality means to us. For me, family equality means ensuring that no matter what a family looks like, that family is recognized, protected, and supported. It is just wrong that in a majority of states, LGBTQ Americans live without fully inclusive non-discrimination laws and can still face discrimination simply because who they are and who they love and what their family looks like. And it's time to end this type of discrimination because LGBTQ Americans should have the freedom of full equality. It is a new day in America. Right after arriving at the White House, President Joe Biden committed to signing the Equality Act. But first, we all have work to do to pass it in the Senate. That means you need to be engaged and active in contacting senators so they hear from you. Together, let's make sure our voices are heard. Thank you to Family Equality.
I grew up in a queer family. My mom's a lesbian, and so am I. I appreciate Family Equality and the work they're doing for LGBTQ plus families. It's so important that our families have the legal protections and rights that we deserve. To anyone who is working to protect LGBTQ plus families, thank you. And I want to say to anyone who is in an LGBTQ plus family, you're part of my family too.
As chair of the Equality Caucus, I want to thank the folks at Family Equality for all the work you're doing to ensure LGBTQ plus Americans can live their lives with dignity. Earlier this year, with your support, the U.S. House passed the Equality Act, legislation I've authored to prohibit discrimination against LGBTQ Americans. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you've done and all that you will continue to do to ensure that every LGBTQ plus family enjoys the same rights and responsibilities as all other Americans.
My wife and I have been together 30 years and have 4 adult children, 3 of whom suffered through the foster care system and 1 who lived on the streets. The kids came into our lives at different times. The youngest was 7, the oldest was 17 when they joined our family. Every child deserves a loving family, and every adult who can safely provide that family should have an equal opportunity to do so. Unfortunately, LGBTQ parents and kids can face discrimination throughout the process. Family Equality works for all of us. Thanks for working for Family Equality.
Throughout this country, there are millions of LGBTQ plus individuals seeking to start or grow their families, and they should be able to do that with the same rights and responsibilities as every other American family. That's why I'm proud to have co-sponsored the Every Child Deserves a Family Act, and I've opposed rule changes that would allow adoption agencies to discriminate against LGBTQ couples. We all must work together to ensure a bright, fairer, and more equitable future for LGBTQ individuals and their families. I remain committed to doing just that, and I want to thank Family Equality for the critical work that you do to move our nation forward without leaving anyone behind.
Yay! Wow. Thank you so much to Billy Porter for sharing your musical talents with us. And thank you to all of the LGBTQ plus elected officials for sharing your story with us. We're so grateful for your advocacy on behalf of LGBTQ plus families. Thank you. Now, before we move on, I want to remind you that it's super easy to donate. Just text OUT to 52886 and keep following the countdown in your screen. If you donate before the clock runs out, you'll be entered into a drawing for a Zoom meeting with Jim Obergefell. Ooh, I'm fangirling. Also, don't forget that we have some fabulous items in our online auction. You could spend 7 nights in Rome, or have a getaway in Sonoma, or curl up with some amazing books, some wine, and a whole lot more. I really need a trip to Rome or Sonoma. I have a 16-year-old kid. Please. Don't make me beg. One of the items in the auction, RFRA, Riff-Raw by V.L. Cox, represents the panicked and distorted push of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. This powerful sculpture is relevant today as we turn our attention to a critical case that involves LGBTQ plus families, young people in the child welfare system, religion, and more. This case, Fulton versus the city of Philadelphia, has gone all the way to the Supreme Court, and a decision could come down any day now. Here to talk more about this are Dr. Chris Harris and Family Equality's Chief Policy Officer, Denise Brogan-Cater.
Hi, my name is Chris Harris, and I'm a trained pediatric pulmonologist. I'm also a gay dad. When I adopted my daughter Maria almost 20 years ago, I had no idea that fatherhood would be the absolute highlight of my life.
Fulton versus the City of Philadelphia is a Supreme Court case that could prevent qualified, loving parents like Chris from ever adopting in the first place, just because they're LGBTQ+. As Family Equality's Chief Policy Officer, I can assure you, we have been following this case closely, bringing real-life LGBTQ+ family stories, like Chris's, to the highest court in the nation, so that the justices can understand what exactly is at stake in this case. Check it out.
My adoption story involves 2.5 years of struggle. Someone who had trained as a pediatrician, to be told that I was somehow not capable of becoming a parent was deeply insulting. If I'm capable of taking care of your sick kid, I should be able to take care of any other. If an agency starts to discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation, then does it become race? Then does it become religion? To categorically deny any group of people the ability to form a family is wrong, and especially to do so using public funds. That absolutely is wrong and should be illegal. Within almost any religious tradition, there are communities that are accepting and welcoming. It is tremendously helpful that LGBTQ parents take these kids in and provide a home, especially a child who may have been tossed out of their biological family because of sexual orientation or gender identity.
The Supreme Court is considering a case that could allow taxpayer-funded adoption agencies to turn away qualified parents like Chris, a trained pediatrician, because he's a single gay man. Learn more at familyequality.org/Fulton. Chris, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your story with the world. I've seen in my 10 years at Family Equality the overwhelming impact of our stories on the hearts and minds of others, from neighbors across the street to the Supreme Court justices.
Thank you. You know, if working with you all on this project has taught me one thing, it's that the mission of Family Equality is more important now than ever. Being a dad is both my most significant accomplishment and greatest joy. I can't imagine having that opportunity taken away. That's why tonight I'm asking you all to give so that millions of other LGBTQ+ people out there looking to build their families can do so. Every child deserves a family. Every person deserves the opportunity and privilege of forming their family. And every dollar you give tonight will go to making that future a reality.
Hear, hear.
And Denise, I think I speak on behalf of all of our families when I say, as a powerful trans leader in this movement and key part of Family Equality, you'll be missed tremendously when you retire this spring.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I'll miss you all too, but trust me, I will never be too far.
Hi, it's Keegan from the Show in the Snow, and today we're at my grandma's garden because it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Gooey!
Thank you.
Woo! So I'm gonna play a couple songs. Here we go.
Keegan, you know that cello playing means the world to Gooey. We used to go together for your lessons. Those memories will be with me the rest of my life.
Happy birthday! Now you are my sunshine. Living with two moms, I know sometimes it will be hard. I might get bullied, but I just stand up and then I come home and I tell my moms about it and they advise me on what to do the next time.
Happy birthday! Thank you. We love you, Gooey.
As a mother, you love your children, and the main thing you want for them as an adult is to be happy. I never said to Kelly and Trisha, how about a family? Because that had to be their decision. And when they came and told me they were going to be mommies, I just still get choked up with it because I saw the joy on my daughter's face. She's a wonderful mother, she's a wonderful daughter, and I think all of that came from being able to fulfill her dream.
Different families mean different friends, mean different types of people, and learning how many different people there are in the world, and knowing that you're not alone. You aren't the only one in the world that has two moms.
When we go to P-Town, then we all talk about issues in the LGBTQ community. I've taken that information to the mall when I'm sitting with friends and they realize that my daughter is gay and I have a grandson and I can talk to them about it. At my church, I will talk about my family and the LGBT community. I think you have to talk to everybody.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I have the honor to call myself Keegan's mom, and this is my mom, Hope, also known as Gooey. Hey Keegan, what do you say? Should we go do day 392 of Cello on the Porch?
I think that would be great.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you, family equality!
Hi, I'm Dan Bukatinsky, and I'm so thrilled to be joining you this evening for such a wonderful cause. Well, as a gay dad myself, family equality has long had a special place in my heart, and their work now is as important as it's ever been. Increasing the visibility of family equality is essential for the millions of LGBTQ+ people out there who are looking for resources to grow their family and to build a sense of community. Now, one of the ways that we can do that is through partnerships with powerful companies like Pantene, who recently collaborated with Family Equality on a spectacular ad campaign. For many, hair is heritage, hair is strength, hair is self-expression, hair is pride. And for LGBTQ+ couples who are 7 times more likely to adopt or foster children, it can mean even more than that. Connection, trust, attachment, and family. We now invite you to watch this powerful video demonstrating Pantene's commitment to LGBTQ+ families.
Sawyer is an old soul. She is our spunky and creative kiddo. Sawyer also happens to be a transgender girl. I remember the first time she was out in the community wearing the clothing she wanted in her hair, and she kind of was herself. And that was the first day where I saw her. She has always been super gender creative, and hair has been a big part of her transition. Once she told us that she identified as a girl, she immediately wanted to grow her hair out.
It made me feel good and confident, and it made my insides match my outsides.
This was a kid who knew who she was from such a young age. And as a mom, you always worry about your kids being loved and accepted. So I'm always telling Sawyer to never hide who she is. Always be herself, never be afraid to step out and exist as the person that she is.
Our family motto is everybody loves everybody no matter what path you follow. It means I can be who I am no matter what. It doesn't matter because everybody loves me. My advice is just be yourself and don't let anybody tell you who you are.
Wow, wasn't that great? All of us associated with family equality so appreciate not just Pantene's commitment to LGBTQ plus visibility, but also their significant financial support of our work. They have so authentically shown up for LGBTQ plus families by supporting family equality and by creating a campaign that's so inclusive of all LGBTQ plus people. Now we invite you to do the same. So just a reminder that anyone who donates before the end of the show will be entered into a drawing for a Zoom experience with Jim Obergefell. You can donate by texting OUT to 52886, and you can still bid on auction items by visiting the link on your screen. So bid away, everybody. Now, I have to say I'm very excited to share a piece I put together with a little help from my friends. It takes a village, people. Not just the village people, but it takes a village people to build community and come together in solidarity. I'm so thankful to each and every one of my friends for showing up and being a part of our village. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Cindy Lauper. I believe in and support family equality.
Hey, I'm Matt Bomer, and I stand behind and support family equality.
Hi, I'm Retta, and I believe in and support family equality.
Hey, I'm Neil Patrick Harris.
And I'm David Burtcutt, and we support family equality.
Support it. We depend on it.
Hi, I'm Katie Lowe's, and I completely support family equality.
I'm Eric McCormack, and I believe in family equality.
Hi, I'm Mary McCormick, and I'm fighting for family equality.
I'm Nick Verkus. I'm Jeremiah Brent, and we believe and support family equality.
I'm Bellamy Young, and I support family equality.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Malley, and I believe in family equality because of this little nugget.
Hi, I'm Ben Platt, and I support family equality.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I believe in and support family equality.
I have an idea. So one lucky winner will win a signed copy of my book, Does This Baby Make Me Look Straight? As well as a half-hour private Zoom, just you and me. Can ask me anything you want. Anything about Scandal, about web therapy, about the comeback, you name it. So, good luck.
Oh wow, I absolutely love those videos. And thank you for supporting family equality. And what an incredible offer from Dan Bukatinsky. So be the first person to donate $5,000 to win a chance to spend time with Dan. So hey everyone, it's been an inspiring and heart-rendering evening. I've been here watching the gala with my family, my beautiful wife, Cherilyn, and my boys, Duke and London. And it's been an amazing and inspirational night. So honey, how do you feel about watching this tonight?
Oh, I'm inspired. I feel empowered, and I'm ready to change it up with everybody.
Awesome, I love that.
So, question though. How many times are you going to change clothes tonight?
Well, I have changed clothes. Now, I could take a page out of my mother-in-law's book and do 3 wardrobe changes.
She's watching right now.
Oh yeah, that is right. All right, London and Duke, how do you feel about watching people fight for equality in other LGBTQ families?
What mommy said.
Yeah, and so do you feel?
How do you feel?
How do you feel? Very good. All right, listen, happy. Oh, I love that. So look, somehow we were talked into buying the boys McDonald's and popcorn and cake.
And ice cream.
And ice cream for joining us tonight.
We already have cake.
Oh, we already have cake. Well, listen, we're going to say goodbye to the boys for now, just so Mama can get back to the business of the gala. Because here's the deal, folks. It's not over yet. We still need your support. Nearly 63% of LGBTQ plus millennials are considering expanding their families in the coming years. That's such a promising thought to see all these happy families in our community. Parents having the families they've always dreamed of. Children living in households where love is love, and that's all that matters. But there's still so much work to do, and we're getting closer than we ever have been before. We're approaching the finish line, and for the first time in LGBTQ plus history, our goal is in sight. We are laying the ground for future generations. So please do what you can to help. And that's why we have set the necessary goal of $500,000 tonight. So let's see where we are with that goal. London, the envelope, please.
Here, Gabrielle, here you go.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart, and thank you for
Bye.
Let's see where we are. $323,000. Oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so close. We're almost there. Now you can donate by texting OUT to 52886. We really need your help to put us over the finish line. In fact, I donate right now. Donate with me to 52886. Let's do that now.
I want to donate to love.
Oh, hi, Duke. Over here. You gave Mama $1. What do you want to donate to?
Love.
Love. I got $1 for love from Duke.
Bye.
That's awesome. You can see here that I have donated live. Text out to
Hello.
52. Hi, honey.
This is $1.
What is this $1 for?
McDonald's.
No more McDonald's. No. Text out to 52886. All right, and then, honey, why don't you come and donate with me right now?
Okay, I'd love to.
So just text out to 52886.
52886.
So listen, this isn't the end while you're donating. This isn't the end, everyone. This is just the beginning. We need your continued support, and we need you to share this gala with all of your friends. Now, in just a moment, we are going to announce the winner of the Zoom experience with Jim Obergefell. Listen, a small gift of $100, $50, $20, anything you can afford will go such a long way towards helping thousands of people in our community today, and actually for generations to come. Senator Tammy Baldwin, the first openly U.S. Congresswoman and then senator, said, "There will not be a magic day when we wake up and it's now okay to express ourselves publicly. We will make that day by doing things publicly until it's simply the way things are." So let's do this publicly. Let's make a statement about who we are as a community. And let's take a public stand that the pursuit of happiness, like for every other American, is our birthright. So now, the winner of the Zoom experience with Jim Obergefell. Duke, next envelope, please. Oh, thank you. I love that.
Come on, guys.
It says, "Mr. Jim, I love you. Love, Duke." You know what, Duke? I think we feel the same way. All of us feel the same way about Jim Obergefell. So let's get this out here and let's see who the winners are.
Brown people smell like.
And from Dallas, Texas, it's Laura and Dina McFerrin Hogan. Congratulations, Laura and Dina. We actually know you all. Congratulations. And please keep giving. Please keep shining and keep looking out and looking up. Goodbye.
Come on, the girl.
Thank you, Stacy. I can confidently say that family equality is in good hands with your leadership. Yay! Well, what an incredible accomplishment tonight has been, but we're not done yet. You still have time to bid on auction items. Donate by texting OUT to 52886 and continue to share this event with all your friends and family. Thank you for being here and for looking out for LGBTQ plus families with us. We are grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you watching right now. And now it's my honor to introduce the star of Netflix, The Prom, the talented and lovely Jo Ellen Pellman.
Alec, thank you so much. What an honor it is for me to be here and to be a part of this very special event. You know, as a queer person myself and as someone with a lesbian mom, the work of family equality means everything to me. I'm so thankful that there's an organization out there like Family Equality fighting for people like me and everyone in the queer community. Now, if you've had the opportunity to watch The Prom, which if you haven't, what are you waiting for? You know that my character, Emma Nolan, faces incredible challenges when she comes out, both at school and at home. And so many doubts and questions get in her way, but she ultimately realizes that the only way forward is to follow her heart, her unruly heart. So now I ask all of you to follow your unruly heart back out into the world with the mask on and live your most authentic life. Here is the amazing cast of The Prom singing Unruly Heart. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Some hearts can conform, fitting the norm, flaunting their love for all to see. I tried to change, thinking how easy life could be. I just kept on failing. I guess that was a sign that there wasn't much hope for this unruly heart of mine. Then you came along, and right or wrong, feelings began to overflow. We had to hide, thinking that no one else could know. And not having you near me was where I drew the line. So I had to conceal this poor unruly heart of mine.
Hi, Emma. I loved your video. Where do I start?
I think my parents always knew.
I felt so alone.
Nothing made sense until him.
She's the best thing in my life. The only good thing.
But we're always hiding.
You're not the only one. And though I don't know how or when,
But somehow I learned to see,
no matter what the world might say,
this heart is the best.